What's up, y'all? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to come to my channel and check out this video. I really do appreciate it. If you like this video, feel free to check out some other videos on my channel. And if you don't like this video, still feel free to check out some videos on my channel. Your time is much appreciated. Thank you. This week, I decided to check out one of my all-time favorite movies, really one of my all-time favorite anime movies, Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. Such a great movie. When you talk about a big three, and you're talking about a big three as far as anime movies, for me, it's Akira, Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, and Ninja Scroll. I know, not the most diversified list. I know there's a lot of different types of anime movies out there, and there's a lot of really, really good anime movies out there. But for me, personally, that's my big three, with Akira being number one, Akira being the end-all, be-all. It wasn't the start, it's not the finish, but to me, Akira is one of the greatest anime things of all time. Anyways, we're talking about Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. I decided to go back and watch it, and it is still such a beautiful movie to me. The story isn't as rich. It's still a really good story. It's still a good story that goes from point A to point B. Sometimes you feel like there's stuff that's left out and there's stuff that's missing, but I think that comes from if you have a knowledge of the source material. And I need to get more into the source material. I just really love this movie. And also, there isn't as much action as you would like. There's a good amount of action, but the action also feels light at the same time. But there's still a lot of action, if that makes any sense. It's one of my all-time favorite movies, just like all-time favorite. Beautiful, it flows like really well. The animation is done really well to me. It's a beautiful movie, like I continue to say. One thing I really wondered about watching this movie is, why hasn't there been anything created since then? I know there's been talks about making another anime, a TV show of some sort, like somebody had the rights to do it. There was talks, but then they fell through. Nothing has come out of it. You don't even hear production about anything with Vampire Hunter D. There's like a lot of source material. There are a lot of light novels that were created in this storyline. Not like a huge amount, but there's a good amount from what I've read. To where you have enough material to where you could create a lot. And you could really dive into the character of D, who is somewhat of a complex character. From the two movies that we've seen, I feel like we don't know as much about this character as we could. Like, there's a good amount that we know. There's little hints here and there about who he is, his past. I also feel like there's so much that they could dive into and that they could give us with this character. A really good character. I would love to see a newer version of Vampire Hunter D. It could also be one of those things where it's just tough. Like, there's been conversations about a live-action Akira remake that hasn't even got off the ground floor yet. Like, it's stuck at the bottom level. Like, it can't even get into the point of like, all right, we need to talk about this launch. Like, that's where it's stuck, but that's live action. Vampire Hunter D, they were talking about doing another anime, and they're still stuck on the basement floor trying to get somebody to take it up to the big guys to go out. That's just what it seems like. I could be wrong. For all I know, a trailer could drop in like 2 months, but it doesn't seem that way. This could also be something that could be hard to remake and to touch. They say don't touch the classics. To me, Vampire Hunter D is a classic, but again, I wish we could explore more of this world and get a better understanding of this story and this world, because it's a fascinating world as well. There's a lot. You got vampires, you got mutants, you got humans that are trying to get him back. Vampires who basically lost control. And most of the time in the story, vampires are the ones that are in control. They are the ones that are wrecking stuff. Whether they're on the ground floor or they're like out in the open. Like, vampires are usually the ones at the top. In Vampire Hunter D, vampires are not on top. They're not seen as the high point in the food chain, even though they technically are. Or at least that's what I got from the story. That's why I would love to see this story remade. This movie is crazy. Like, just look at these visuals right here. You know how they have AI nowadays? This is what AI looks like now. And this was created, what, like almost 30 years ago? Insanity. Well, it's like 24 years ago, something like that. This movie is beautifully made. Some people might be afraid of them trying to recreate this style, but I actually think there's somebody who's perfect to recreate this style. I don't think it would be the same style. Shingo Tamagawa, the creator of Paparia, I think he'd be perfect. I really think that his style would actually be perfect for a Vampire Hunter D remake rehashing sequel movie. He may not want to do it, which is understandable. He may want to continue to work on his own stuff, and clearly he's really good at working on his own stuff. He created this entire thing, and it was like a 3 or 4 minute short. It took him, I think, like 2.5 years, but the beauty of it is amazing. All hand drawn from my understanding, but it was just beautiful. I think that even though it's not a matching style, I think his style would fit exactly for a Vampire Hunter D sequel. Somebody brought up a great point about his style in the eyes. If you look at the eyes of his character, there's life in it, but they also look very still, almost lifeless and emotionless. A lot of the characters in Vampire Hunter D had similar eyes. Even though the eyes were beautifully drawn and they were beautifully created, they still had not as much emotion, not as much life in them, especially D. And I think that comes with his character. So I think Shingo would be perfect to recreate this. Whoever holds the rights to Vampire Hunter D at this point, give Shingo Tamagawa an opportunity. If he takes it, he takes it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But give him opportunity. Let him get with a good studio and let him be the producer on this. I think he'd be great. I would really, really, really love to see a Vampire Hunter D sequel, remake, rehashing. Keep the story going. I'd love to see it. I don't know if it's in the cards, but I would still love to see it. Would you? What do you think? What do you think about them coming out with more anime Vampire Hunter D material? What are your thoughts? Again, thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for taking your time. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to check out more of my videos. I enjoy making these anime videos and hearing more from people who enjoy anime. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you and have a good one.